Welcome into Bama Central's Just a Minute alongside Hunter Siver. I'm Katie Windham. Hunter, you were at SEC Media Days in Atlanta yesterday. Today on Thursday is the last day, which means that tomorrow, Friday, the preseason poll will come out with the prediction of where everyone will finish in the SEC standings. So before that comes out, we'll do our own little mini version here at Bama Central. Hunter, where do you think that Alabama will finish in 2025 in the SEC standings in year two under Kalen DeBoer? Do you think they will be in that title game in Atlanta, a little lower, down to the bottom? Where do you think they'll be at? Maybe where do you think they'll end up in the poll?
Yeah, I just submitted my media poll a few minutes ago, and I decided to put Alabama at number two behind Texas, but right in front of Georgia. So I do see them advancing to that not national, but the SEC championship game. But I see the Longhorns taking it, their first SEC championship and their second year in the conference. I think Alabama's schedule, there's obviously a couple challenges in there going at Georgia in Athens, a team that has won the last 30 something home games in a row. If they win that game, it's very likely that they'll finish in the top two in the conference.
Yeah, it's really crazy. You can't really take a lot from last year because we all thought, of course, after they beat Georgia in that first game, oh, the rest of the schedule lines up great for them, especially after they beat LSU. And then you look at some of their losses that are kind of inexplainable to a Vanderbilt team and Oklahoma teams that both finished, I think, at 500 in the regular season or right around or right above, which obviously Alabama fans are not used to for the last two decades of losing games like that. So. Yeah, you want to say if they beat Georgia early on, then they're in a great spot, which they should be. But then, and Kalen talked about yesterday at the podium that they have to be better in the tough moments and the close games. They have to be better on the road. Obviously, that's where they struggled this year. And with the way the SEC scheduling is now, they just play the flip side of last year. So they had some close games at home. That Georgia game obviously was close. That South Carolina game was close. And so those are now two road games that I think those teams are going to want revenge. So I think the schedule is tough for Alabama. It's also doable. I'm gonna have them a little lower than you. I think they're more probably in that 3 to 4 range, but obviously have the potential to be in that 1 to 2 range with who they're bringing back. They didn't lose any players in the spring portal window. You have Ryan Williams as one of the most dynamic players in college football, and I think a lot of it is really going to hinge on that quarterback spot, which all signs now point to at least it being Ty Simpson to start the year. We'll see if it's still him at the end. But it seems like these coaching staff and players, which it's almost always like this in the offseason, the talking season, but it seems like they like where they're at. And so seems like they're more settled in year two and DeBoer and his system and him having Ryan Grubb back. So I think they will definitely finish higher than they did last year. We'll see at the end of the year. Y'all can old takes expose us if we're completely wrong or if Hunter's more right or if I'm more right. And then we'll also see where the media at large has Alabama on Friday when that poll comes out. But that'll wrap up today's Just a Minute. Thank you so much for watching.